Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. And then I'm gonna send it up the side. Oh! The patch of straw that we've got down there. I don't know why I didn't think of this, and I should have thought of this quite some time ago, but I didn't. I just didn't think, it didn't occur to me. I did get a suggestion in the comments section about how I can get rid of that little patch of straw that we got over there that's been bugging me for ages. So we will go and have a look at that in a minute, and yeah, it sounds about right, or looks about right for hired help and just about everything. Let's fire you up again. Are you going to be able to get round the next corner? Probably not. So I will stick with this one just while it runs down through here. And then I will help it get round the next corner. So he's going to come down there and he's going to drive straight into the wall like that. And then if I come back and I start doing it like this, bring it on round. That should help out a little bit. I mean, I can keep going on round this corner here. Round there like that. Bring it out to that point, and then if I press H, it can just carry on there. And then I go up here like this and catch this one just in time. I can do a pass along the top end of the field. We don't have to worry about where the straw might be or anything like that, because we don't get any straw from this. I would like to see us getting straw from these, like to be able to bale up the home from this, and especially peas, the beans. I mean, peas, I'd like to see peas being done. And the beans as well. I have personally baled up bean straw, so I know that it's something that can be done. So it's weird to not have it as an option at all. And peas, especially, pea straw is particularly good. It's got a lot of nutritional value in it. So I've seen that being baled up a number of times. Let's just bring that one on down there and off you go. Right, that one can stay there and keep going. And then you are doing just fine on this field just here. So we're going to go up here. Before we get started on that, though, let's just jump down here. And we're going to go into landscaping. And then we're going to go up over here. And this is what I was told to do. It's just, why don't I just have the landscaping and use that to get rid of this little tiny patch of straw that is bugging me so much? Honestly, I don't know why I didn't think of this. I should have thought of this, because I really like the landscaping and I use it a lot. So quite why I didn't think of doing that before, I don't know. But I didn't. I was obviously a complete and utter fool, and yeah, it just didn't occur to me. But thank you very much for the suggestion. That was absolutely fantastic. It was beautiful. It was like poetry in motion. I loved it. And I really wish I'd thought of it beforehand. Okay, so let's have you. And yes, I will use the Valtra for doing the grain carting at the moment. I might change this over a bit later. I'm not quite sure just yet. Let's back in and hook you in. And we will run you out over this way. And you're going to stop near this field. Right, actually you're on 75%. And it's not the combo, the first one that we had going. It'll be this one over here, because this one's got the long straight runs. So this is the one that we need to empty out. Yeah, he has got flashing beacons. I was saying, well, why aren't the beacons flashing? But they are flashing. We just weren't quite close enough to see them. So let's go and grab this one a minute. Let that drop in. And as soon as I've emptied this one out, this trailer can then go and park up just off to the side somewhere. And we can move the truck into position. But I also want to go and get the tractor at the top. I want to get that one started on mowing, because I want to make this hay up there, and then we got money coming in for the hay. And once we've gathered all that up, I'm going to gather it up. I'll put what hay I can in for the cows, because we're always going to prioritize making sure the cows have got as much hay in as possible. But then the rest of it will go into storage. But I'm not going to keep it in storage. I'm going to then go and get our truck, and I'm going to drive that one underneath the spout, and then take that away to go and use elsewhere. That will be consumed elsewhere. So I'm just going to bring you down to that point, and we're going to have a look at you over here. So let me just change this one round a little bit like this, bring you out a bit over to there, and then switch off the AI vehicle extension. Go with standard AI just to finish that off. Perfect. And I want this one here. So I'm just going to unhitch the slurry tanker. And we'll do both of these fields. Now this one here is going to be nice and simple. I can just start this one anywhere on the edge and go. The other one does need a little bit of attention around the edges. So I'm going to go and do the other one first. Get started on that one. So let's jump back in here like this and grab you. I think the time has come to trade up on our rake. I really like that rake, but I think that it wouldn't hurt to have one that's slightly bigger. We've got enough land for it now. We can sort of justify the expense. And yes, it is a little bit of an expense, but it's not much expense, is it? Like, let's be honest, there's not a lot of expense in there. Now, if you're going to be doing mowing, generally what you would do is you start your mowing off in the field like this, and you drive your tractor around the outside, and your mower goes on the inside like this, and you drive all the way round, and then your outside round is the bit that gets driven on. You do that last, and there's a couple of reasons for that. You're driving around the outside edge because the outside round is the bit that is it's got the least amount of growth in it, it's got the least amount of grass, so it doesn't matter anywhere near as much if that's the bit that gets sort of squashed down a bit. And if you wait until the very end of the field, it's had a chance to sort of lift back up again a bit before you go over it with the mower. And so you will get most of it cut anyway, so it doesn't really matter what you've driven on it. But also, if you're going to have any sticks or stones or anything that will blunt or damage the mower in any way, it's going to be on that outside round. Or it's most likely to be on that outside round. So if you can go and get that bit first, before you go doing any other part of the field, then you're less likely to do any damage to the mower that would prevent you from finishing the rest of the field. Like, if you do happen to break your mower completely on the outside round, at least the majority of the field is already done, and it doesn't sort of impact things hugely when it... I mean, yes, obviously, if you've got 10 fields in front of you and you do this on the first field, then you have a problem. But at least you have got the majority of one field taken down. There is always that. I mean, I did it. I went all the way round. I did all of the field. I did all the way round the outside round. On the very last bit, it was literally the last meter of the grass that needed to be cut in that field. I walloped the end of the mower, and it was a brand new mower. It's the first time it's ever being used. I walloped it right to a gate post and bent up the end of it. To say the farmer was not pleased would be a bit of an understatement. She went absolutely nuts at me. Absolutely, completely insane angry at me. Was not pleased in the slightest. Turns out that the mower that they had... Now, I know that I did say that you're supposed to leave this until the very end, but because I'm going to set the hired help going to do the rest of the field, I am going to go round now, and I'm going to hook out the little bit that we've got here, and I misjudged that turn right there, so I want to straighten that out. The combine is finished, I know, but I'm going to get the mowing underway. I've missed a little bit back there. I'll get that right at the end. So I know the combine is finished. I will go back over there and deal with that in a minute. I want to get this mowing underway. So if I just go around the outside edge and we get this bit, and then I'll set the hired help working up and down the lengths of this field to start tedding it and turning it into hay, and then we'll be able to also, we can get our new rake and get that one sorted out as well. But in the meantime, I will have moved the combine. So I moved the combine on the small field to the other small field, and the big combine is going to need to be emptied out as well, and then we're going to need to move the truck over and start loading that up with stuff. And do I or don't I continue on using the small field until we reach the root crops? Decisions. It does give us a little bit of extra money. It's a bit of a pain doing it, but it is a bit... You know what? I think we will, just until we do... So we'll do the full cycle on it. And then when we've completed that full cycle and we've just got the last little bit to do, that's when we will stop using the small field. That's when we will give up using that small field, and we will only use the bigger fields. And that little tiny one, we can then convert that into something around the yard. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with it yet, but we'll convert it into something. Right, you will go to there. We've got the standard hired help working on this now. Just going to see how it copes with running up to the other end. It should be fine. I don't see any... It's not quite going to do a... You know what? Actually, I'm just going to leave you there, and we'll go and have a look at you in a minute. So you, this side. Let's take you out. See, I mean, it is a reasonable bit. We got 6,500 litres in here, and at $2 grand per 1,000 litres, like, it's not a quantity to be sniffed at in here, really, is it? I mean, 2,000 per 1,000 litres, that means that we pulled about 13,000 euros worth of canola off of that field just then. Now, 13 grand is not bad. I know that sort of, because we've got things on easy settings, like we do get a fair old chunk of cash from a lot of the different tasks that we do, but still not too bad, is it? That's not a bad quantity of money. Right, we'll set the hired help going up there, and then I will run over to this one. Something that I am going to do soon, I think, is change this one up to a bigger machine. I'm not going to do it just yet. This is something that we will wait for, but a bigger one of these would be nicer. Something with a larger... I like the other Stara one, the four-wheel one. The only trouble with that one is that you can't face the combine in the wrong direction. It's sort of got a bit of an invisible wall sticking up on that side, and it's a little bit high for the combines anyway, so you can't sort of go running up, you can't drive up to the combine facing the wrong way round. You can actually stay there, and we get you fired up, and we will put you out in the field. There he goes. Oh, yes. You over here. Now, I'm just going to turn that round, and I'm going to take one pass along this top end. And then this one's going to have to then sit and wait for a minute until I can get it unloaded, because the Stara wagon over there, that one's going to be full now. Or if it's not completely full, it's just about full. You go to there. 99% now. The 99th percentile. Let's just bring you out that way. And if I set the hired help going on there, it'll say that we've got an almost full grain tank, and then it will get to there, and then it will stop. You need to... Actually, you can stop here. You can stop right there, and we can do it from this point. So let's Ooh. Before I forget... Otherwise, I am going to forget. If I don't do it now, I will forget. We'll go and get the little bit of canola that we've got in storage over here. Because it's like 5,000 litres that we've got stored. Engine brake. I will never ever grow tired of it. And that one, and that one. There we go. 5,474 litres of canola right in a 5.75, apparently. It said 7.4 in the grain storage, didn't it? I think it did. Entirely sure. Second guessing myself now. Right. Yeah, you're all good, and that's looking fantastic as well. So that one can just keep whizzing along over there, and I want this one here. So I got to run you down there and unload this bit, and I am wondering if it would be worth me making this one a bit bigger, going and buying another one. No, we'll run this one this time, because the next couple of crops anyway are fairly low yielding. We've got sunflowers and we've got beans. They're both fairly low yielding, so we don't need to worry about massive quantities of grain coming out. So we can keep this one for a minute, which means that then we can wait and we can buy a wagon after we've paid off some, if not all, of our loan. I'm actually kind of hoping that we'll be able to pay off all of our loan. It would be nice if we could do that, completely clear the loan, and then we don't have to worry about it anymore whatsoever. So if I go back over this way now, I want you, and it is sunflowers next, which means that we're going to have to cultivate before we can drill. And although I really do want to get rid of this little field, I am going to do the other 3 crops. We won't do the root crop in there. So the only crop that this field in here won't actually see is going to be the sugar beet. We won't do sugar beet in here. We've done the other crops. We also did the potatoes in here, but I'm not going to do sugar beet in this field. And the potatoes were a bit of a pain in this field. So I'd like to avoid all of that nonsense when we come to do the sugar beet. Because, again, with the sugar beet, we're going to have to hire the equipment to do it. Although, with the potatoes, we had to hire the planters. With sugar beet, it's just the regular planters that we've already got. So we don't need anything special for that bit. It's only the harvesting that we need the special equipment. So there's less of it that we're going to have to lease. And that is pretty much the only thing that we're leasing, isn't it? And it was pretty much the only thing that we leased was the sugarcane equipment. The potato equipment, and it'll be the sugar beet equipment as well. It'll be exactly the same. And until we're in a position that we can actually go and buy some. I mean, it shouldn't be all that long before we're able to go and buy some of it. Right, we're starting to accumulate some decent amounts of cash now. If we can pay off our loan, I'd like to be able to do that. I feel that that would be making some progress if we can pay that one off. Both of those combines are now sitting full. So I'm going to send this one on round the field once more. I'm just going to take it over this way, and I should probably lift the cultivator up out of the ground when I'm reversing it. I don't think it's going to do it a lot of good like this. Get on over down here, and then once it's going along the bottom, I can set the hired help doing it, and I don't have to worry about it. What I didn't do was spread fertilizer on the field before. I don't need to, though, do I? Well, if I had spread fertilizer on it before I did the planting, then we would have saved ourselves having to do fertilizer afterwards. It would have been a little bit easier. In fact, I'm actually tempted to go and do that now. No, let's not worry about that. It doesn't take very long to do the fertilizer at all now, so we can just kind of leave it. Although, what I might do... Right, you carry on and do what you're doing. What I might do, actually, is... I might have the hired help go along and put fertilizer on these fields, and then we can cultivate and then we can plant, and just leave that just the little tiny one, and then the little tiny one, we'll go and do that one afterwards once we've done... like that can be the only one that we do once everything else is planted. That might be one way of getting around it. I'm going to have a look in here, and I want to see what we've got in the way of wagons. Where are they? Auger Wagons over here. So we're running the Stara ones, 38,000 for 19,000 litres. This one here is 30,000 litres. That is an altogether difference. That is 37. And then you've got that Haul Master at 70,000. And then we go into the mod territory. So we've got 43 here. That one's 53, the Brent Avalanche. You've got the Coal Grouper, which is basically like an auger wagon, but it's one you park up in the middle of the field. That's only 40,000. Those. It's not great. And then you've got the Haul Master by Stevie, which is 100,000 litres. And we've got a few others down here. I like the Reboke the Ninja down there. I particularly like that one because of the four-wheel configuration on it. This one at 100,000 in here, configuration 1300. 1600 takes it up to 75,000 litres. There's 100,000 litres on there. That's maximum there, so it can only go up to 100k. Only 100k, he says. Yeah, only 100,000 litres of product can go into that wagon. Might want to try and make one that's a little bit bigger than that. I'm not going to worry about that at the moment, but I may end up wanting one that's able to take a bit more than that. I'm not sure. It's kind of a wait-and-see situation, I think. We'll wait and see what we want to do with that. So if I'm going to set things up over here, so the mowing is still going quite nicely. If I'm wanting to have things working as able to like put fertilizer on all of the fields, we'll want to put the fertilizer spinner on this one and have it ready so that as soon as the combine has finished on the field up here, I can get going with this immediately. I'm just going to come over to here. So you know what, I don't need to set up any more of that. So I'll bring you out this way. Actually, let's just move you along a little tiny bit so that you're not in the way of the combine. I need to go and move that trailer out of the way. So you go to there. And then you come down this way so you're out of the way of that combine, who's having a little bit of trouble turning round there. He should be alright for the most part, but he's alright now. He's sort of straightened himself out. He's doing fine. And I can quickly dump this into our trucks. This is the second full load that we've got in here. We're going to have well over 100,000 litres of this stuff in here. At least I think we will. We've had one full load go in, right? And we had 5,000 litres in there already. So we're looking at about 44,000 litres in there. We should have more than 100,000. And with the current price right there at 2,302, we're looking at 230,000 if we have about 100,000 litres. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And then you here at 217 per 1,000 litres down at the barn. That will probably go up a little bit more before we're finished. So there's more money to come in yet from there. Just going to fold that one back over. Both of these combines, I don't know if they're going to finish these fields before they to be able to get back up to the... This one might finish this field completely before he completely fills up his tank. Might. That one there won't, but I'm hoping that one will get down to the end of the field, then I can go and unload him again. So while we let those go and do what they're going to do, you over here are still going strong. There's something quite satisfying about mowing. I also rather like the side-mounted mower. I like a trailed mower myself. I actually quite like a trailed mower, but we don't really have much in the way of trailed mower options, do we? Just wondering if we could go for a trailed mower. Oh, there is the disc bind there. We've got, that's 4 meters there. The one that we've got at the moment is 4.3, so this one's actually a bit longer than the disc bind here. But there's something about this mower that I rather like. But it is a little bit awkward to try and move into position. It is a little bit awkward to go and use. These 3-point linkage mounted mowers are generally a lot more simple to actually go and use. So that's why most people tend to stick with those. You over this way. You are on 90% going up through there, and you're waiting. You're waiting. That combine is now turning round up at the other end of the field, and it's going to come back with... No, it's already turned round. He's not going to fill up before he gets all the way down to the bottom end. This one down here, though, he will. So I'm going to go and chase after that one and hope that I can actually get that one unloaded. And then the other combine can tip straight into the truck once it gets down there. And then we can shift the combines up to the top fields, which means that these two fields down here can start getting fertilizer sprayed on them. And then we can start moving in with the cultivators and the planters, getting the sunflowers in the ground. We've got the grass is still being cut. That's almost finished on that field, so I can move the mower through into the second field and get going with that. And then once all of that's done, then we'll get the tedder on. We'll go through and do that. And then helper F, that's the combine just over here. That's not the mower. We want the new rake. We're going to get a new rake. The one we've got is great, but it's not that wide, is it? Like, there's plenty more room that we could be using on it. So if I bring you down here like that, so that one's emptied out there. Now I'll put this one over and start tipping it into the truck, and then I'll jump straight over onto the combine and start unloading what's in the combine into the auger wagon, and it'll all sort of combine together. So I'll go to you, start you whizzing off down over here before that auger wagon empties out, I hope. What I'd like to do. There. And we can chain them across. I've actually seen video of combines unloading into combine, into another combine, into another combine, into an auger wagon, and into a truck, which I thought actually looked pretty cool. It's like the way it was all chained together. I thought that did actually look pretty cool. So, but I don't think you can do that in this game. I'd like to be able to, but I don't think you can tip into the top of the combine in this game, unfortunately. So it's not really going to be an option for us. I'm going to take you now, and I'm going to start you on the longer fields. I will just do a pass up the side of both of the fields. So we'll do a pass up the side of the one on the right up here, and then we'll do a pass back down the side of the one on the left. And then when I've done those two, I can then just send this one working up across the fields without any trouble. There, so you will go whizzing up this side, yeah, and it'll go right the way up across then the one on our left, and just work out that field completely. We don't have to worry about straw or anything like that on the ground. I can then go and get the fertilizer spinner on the tractor down the bottom and get that one started on the field down there. Bring you right in around like that. Just cut this piece out. So let's open the fields up. We got room for the combines to turn around properly here now, and there's room for the vehicles to get up and down. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.